Hello guys and welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all doing really well. So in today's video I'm going to be sharing with you how I make my chicken niblets in my new COSORI air fryer. So if you saw one of my last videos, I got sent the COSORI TWINFRY air fryer and it is absolutely amazing. I absolutely love it. It's currently in my kitchen and I use it all the time. So this is the basket for the COSORI air fryer, and as you can see it's absolutely huge and it's one of the main reasons why I have been using it so often. It does come with like a separator that you can put in the middle and you can turn this into two baskets, but I honestly don't use that as much. I prefer to use this as one big basket when I'm cooking larger meals. So today I'm going to show you how I make some chicken niblets in this air fryer, and honestly they always turn out absolutely amazing. You can obviously change up the seasoning to your taste, but today in this video I'm just going to show you kind of how I coat them, how I season them and all of that stuff. But yeah, I cannot get bored of this air fryer. Honestly, I don't think I'm gonna find a new favorite for a very long time because this literally does everything I want it to. It cooks food so perfectly. If you already own this, then you probably know it's absolutely amazing. It does the job perfectly. And for me, honestly, this basket is just a winner. That's one of the main things that I absolutely love about it. And it just cooks food really, really well. So let's put the basket to one side for now. And the first thing we're gonna do is make a marinade to go onto the chicken. So if you've watched my previous videos where I marinate things, you know that I pretty much eyeball it every single time and it seems to work fine for me. So that's what I'm gonna do again today. So I've just got a bunch of random bits over here in front of me, and I'm just going to start adding things to this bowl, and yeah, we're going to make a marinade. And the best thing about this is you can actually taste it once you've mixed it all up. See if you like it. If you need to add anything, then you can do. And yeah, you just kind of do it all to taste. So let's get started. So I always use some sort of a yogurt in my marinade. I just find that it makes the meat or the chicken nice and soft. It doesn't dry out as much as it would without this, in my opinion. So I've got some Greek style yogurt here and I'm just gonna add in, so we've got a heaped tablespoon. I'm just using up the last bits in here, but I do have another tub if I need it. So I think I'd say that's around 2 tablespoons so far. And I think for now we're just going to stick with that amount, and I can always add more towards the end if I want to. Next thing, this is one of my favorite sauces, as you already know, and I always use it in my marinades because it just adds a little tiny kick and just a little bit of creaminess and some flavor. So we're going to squeeze some of that in. Then I am going to add in, I've got some parsley here. Like I said at the start, we're just going to eyeball everything. So I'm going to add a little bit of that. Then I've got a little bit of chili flakes. So I'm going to add not too much this time. I promise that's about 1/4 teaspoon. Then I've got some paprika. I do need to refill my jars. I'll be doing that at some point. So we've got paprika, I'd say about 1/2 teaspoon going in. Then we have some turmeric, and this one I'm just gonna literally put a tiny bit, so not even 1/4 teaspoon. Then I've got some ground cumin. We're gonna go with about 1/2 teaspoon of that. Then I have got some tandoori masala. I always like to add a little bit of this. It just adds a little bit of flavor. So again, we're just gonna add some of that in. I'd say that was around 1 tablespoon, but again, you can do it, you know, to your taste. Next, I'm going to add in some salt. Next, we are adding in some black pepper. Then I've got some ground coriander. I'm just gonna add in around 1 teaspoon of that in. Then I've got some avocado oil. Use any oil of your choice. I'm just gonna drizzle around, let's say 1 tablespoon. And then I do have some Nando's peri-peri sauce. This is the garlic medium one. And I've only got a tiny bit left, as you can see at the bottom. So I'm actually gonna add that in as well because, I mean, I may as well. There's not enough to go around, so I might as well add it to my marinade. You can actually get this where it's the marinade one. This is the sauce, but I feel like it doesn't make a difference. I want to add some garlic and I've run out of garlic granules, so let's crush up some fresh garlic. So I do have 3 cloves of garlic here that I'm just going to crush with my garlic press. And just add all of that in there. And now just give everything a really good mix. So once you've given it a good mix, just taste it at this point. If you need to add anything else, then go ahead. So I'm just gonna taste mine now. Okay, for me, this is perfect. It definitely has a kick to it. I could add more yogurt, but I actually like it. And I feel like I've got quite a bit of chicken, so it should be absolutely fine. So yeah, I'm happy with this, and now we're just gonna add our chicken straight into the marinade. Okay, so I've got my chicken niblets in there now. And you can just mix this up with a spoon if you want to, but I'm gonna put some gloves on and really get in there with my hands. So let's just mix everything together and make sure the chicken is really well coated. I would say do this beforehand if you can. If you've got the time, maybe do this in the morning and cook these later on, at least 3 to 4 hours in the fridge. But I don't have that kind of time because I do need to cook dinner now. So I'm just gonna cook them straight away, but honestly, they would taste so much nicer. Even if you can leave them overnight, it would be even better because the flavor really soaks into the chicken. But we're just gonna go with this for now. It should be absolutely fine still. I do this all the time, to be honest, because I don't really prepare in advance. I kind of just decide what I'm making like on the day. So yeah, for me, this should be fine. So my chicken is really well coated now. I'm going to take off my gloves and then we're just gonna pop these into the air fryer basket. So I've just brought you in a little bit closer so you can see me adding the chicken into the air fryer basket. So I actually did cook something in the air fryer earlier on, and I've not washed the basket because it actually doesn't need it unless it's really bad. I'd rather do it at the end of the day rather than after every single time I'm using it, if I am using it multiple times. So I haven't sort of sprayed any oil at the bottom or anything like that. We are just going to leave it as it is because honestly, we've got oil in the marinade, so we shouldn't need any at the bottom of the basket. And the plates are non-stick, so hopefully your meat, your chicken should not be sticking to the bottom. But obviously if that's something that you want to do, then that's absolutely fine. So I've got all of the chicken in there now, as you can see. So now we're just gonna head over to the air fryer and I'll show you what settings I use. So chicken is now going in, and for the settings, I'm going to choose the grand zone option so that we're using the whole basket. And then for the settings, I'm actually going to cook these at 190 degrees Celsius for 20 minutes. I just like to stick with that time because it's just so much easier when I'm cooking everything. I kind of stick to that sort of time and then I come back and check on it and I can always adjust it. So we're just gonna go with 190 degrees Celsius for 20 minutes, but I am gonna come back in around 10 minutes just to check on them, see if they need turning over or not. So let's press the start button. And that's it, we'll come back in 10 minutes. Right, while I'm waiting for the chicken to cook on one side, I've got a bowl here with some butter, a little bit of parsley, and then I've got around 3 cloves of fresh garlic that I have crushed. I've just popped it into a bowl and I'm going to put this in the microwave. I'm just gonna melt it all together to make a really nice garlic butter, which I'm gonna be brushing over my chicken. It honestly adds such a lovely taste to the chicken, and also it creates a nice crispy texture for like the outside of the chicken. So I'm gonna go ahead and melt this. You don't wanna burn it, so just maybe 30 seconds to start with, a little bit more if you need to, so I'll come back once it's done. Okay, so the garlic butter is now done and it smells absolutely amazing. And it's been around 10 minutes now that the chicken has been cooking, so let's head over there and flip it over. So it's been just over 10 minutes, so let's take a look at the chicken. So here is the chicken, it's looking absolutely beautiful. So at this point, what I'm gonna do is I'm going to brush the chicken with the garlic butter before I actually flip it over, because I do want it to crisp up at the bottom as well, not just the top. So I'm gonna brush one side to start with. You don't have to do this if you don't want to. You can just simply spray with a little bit of oil, or if you just wanna go without, then of course you can completely do that as well. So let's just start by doing that. I'm going to be nice and generous with this because honestly this garlic butter just adds so much flavour. It is really, really nice. Okay, that will do, and now it's time to flip this chicken. So I'm just going to flip it over. Now it's just been over 10 minutes since I put this in. So I'm not going to increase the time just yet. I'm going to let it run for the full 20 minutes that we set it at. And then once we're there, we're just going to keep an eye on it. And if it needs a little bit more, then fair enough. Because I feel like every time you buy chicken, it can be totally different sizes. So I'm just going to leave it as it is. And actually, before I do that, almost forgot, but we need to add some of that garlic butter to this side of the chicken as well, just because, like I said, it just adds a really nice coating and all of that gorgeous flavor to the chicken. Okay, that's perfect. So that is going back in to finish off cooking for another 8.5 minutes or so. So the 20 minutes is up, so let's take a look at the chicken and see how it's looking. So here is the chicken. Hope you can see that. Let me give you a better look. So this is how our chicken is looking. It looks absolutely beautiful, but honestly, my own preference, I actually want to cook these for another 5 minutes or so, because I honestly love them when they are way more golden brown. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to pop this in on the exact same settings for just 5 more minutes, and then we'll take them out. Right, so the chicken is now completely done. So I'm going to carefully take it out of the air fryer, and here is one of the pieces. And as you can see, it has cooked perfectly on both sides. So I'm really happy with the colour, and I have checked the internal temperature and they are completely done. So I'm just going to pop these on a platter. And I just know everybody is going to absolutely love these. They just turn out so tasty. The chicken is really nice and soft. It's not sort of dry or anything like that. You can of course brush at the very end with some butter as well if you like. So I am just popping the chicken on one side because I have made some potato wedges to go with the chicken. So I ended up making a mixture of sweet potato wedges and just regular potato wedges. And I'm just going to pop those on the other side. And then of course, if you want to serve this with your favorite sauce, then you can do. For us, it's just going to be kind of whatever we all like. The kids will have probably ketchup with this. I'll obviously have some Peronaise, but garlic sauce goes really well with this. To be honest, any sort of sauce, it tastes delicious with whatever sauce you serve it alongside. So I'm just trying to get all of the potato wedges on this side of my platter, and then we're literally done and dinner is ready. So guys, I have plated it all up, and this is what my chicken is looking like. It's honestly getting so dark outside, so I'm sorry if the lighting is not amazing, but the chicken looks really good. So let me show you. Can you see that? It's crispy, it looks and smells really good. So cannot wait to have this. And like I said, I made some potato wedges on the side. There's just a mixture of sweet potato and normal potato, just for everyone to choose what they want. And yeah, this is dinner, and make sure you try out this recipe, guys. I know that I don't measure my marinades, but honestly, you really don't need to. Just kind of chuck it all in, and it always turns out really nice. And like I said, you can always taste the marinade, see if you like it, and if you do, then brilliant. And obviously you can always adjust things. So yeah, try and make this. And honestly, I love this air fryer. I can't get enough of it. I'm going to try my best to share lots and lots of things that I've been making in there as soon as I get the time. But guys, I really hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you all really soon in my next one.